Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Michael Cruz Show. I'm your host, Rochelle Uzi, and with me today is the head coach of the Massillon Tigers, Michael Cruz. We want to thank our sponsor, Reliable Heating and Cooling. Coach, the Tigers are now 3-5 heading into the new year. Since we last talked with you before holiday break, your team split a pair of games, winning over Padua and losing to Lake. First, let's talk about the loss at Lake back on December 22nd. Tell us more about the game against the Blue Streaks.
Well, unfortunately, didn't get the start to Christmas break that we wanted. Lake came out and for 32 minutes just out-executed us, outworked us, out-coached us. They're obviously a very good team right now. They're probably one of the two teams, them and Jackson, in contention for the 1 seed in our district. So didn't go the way we wanted to, but I definitely feel like our guys left the floor understanding that if we play harder and play more together, that we can compete with them.
Then last Wednesday, December 27th, the team picked up its third win by beating Padua. How about some more details on that game?
Yeah, Padua is not from around here, and they're not a traditional power, but that's probably one of the best teams that we've played all year, and we've already played a handful of really, really good teams. I thought that was probably the best win that we've had all year. Came out to a slow start, gave them an 11-0 lead to start the game in the first couple of minutes, but our kids really fought hard, played together, and like I said, I thought it was a really great win for us and something we're hoping to build on as we move into the new year.
Mm-hmm. How did your players handle being off from school and the different practice schedules over the break?
I thought for the most part we did a good job. It's always difficult when you're practicing during the holidays, Christmas and of course New Year's, but I think our guys did a good job with it. It was pretty similar to last year, and we have a lot of returners from last year, so I think that familiarity certainly helped, and definitely think we got a lot better over the course of the break, especially after the Padua game, as we've now been preparing for Glen Oak for 7 days, and we'll have 9 days in total before we play them.
In what areas of the game are you pushing for improvement this week in practice?
I still think our consistency of effort needs to get a lot better. We still take too many plays off and just at times get outworked. And when you play the caliber of teams that we have played and will continue to play, they always make you pay for it. Also, I think just playing with a little bit more passion and energy. We kind of have a laid-back team, which is good in some aspects, but we would like to see a little bit more fire in them. Mm-hmm. As far as schematically, we've got to do a better job of rebounding the basketball, holding teams to one shot, and overall communicating better on the floor and making sure that we have all 5 guys in the right defense.
Yeah. We'll talk more with Coach Cruz and meet a Tiger player in a moment, but first, this word from Reliable Heating and Cooling.
Everything that goes into a Lennox system is engineered for absolute comfort. Like the parts that create your perfect temperature and humidity, or the parts that purify the air. Together, all these parts save you up to half off your heating and cooling bills. And there are few things more comforting than that.
The future of home comfort is here now at Reliable Heating and Cooling. Get the latest innovation and technology at Reliable. Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Thanks to Reliable Heating and Cooling, and welcome back to the Michael Cruz Show. The Tiger player joining us this week is Camden Manuela. Camden, your team is coming off a road win over Padua last Wednesday. How do you think your team performed that night?
We played really hard. We had a lot of mental mistakes though. Our senior guard Dyson, he got us together after that 11-0 start. He brought us together, told us we got to get it going now, or it's going to be too late. And then we started playing hard, playing a little bit smarter, knocked some shots in finally, and then put it all together and got the dub.
As a junior, what do you see your role is on this year's team?
My role, I gotta keep everybody together. Me and JJ, because we the two. We get it going usually, and then Dyson, he's like our leader, so we follow him a little bit, and then everybody else know their role, fill in the pieces.
How would you describe a typical Coach Cruz practice?
Long, hard. I mean, it can be fun, but you gotta want to be there, or it's gonna be the worst thing that could happen to you. If you don't want to be there, it's a rude awakening.
On a personal level, what are your strengths and weaknesses as a player?
Well, my strengths is for sure my confidence. I don't ever lack that. But I need to get stronger for sure. And then I need to learn a little bit more about the game.
Who was your favorite college or NBA player growing up?
LeBron, for sure.
Why?
He just, everything about him is so great. He strives for perfection.
Thanks, Camden. Coach, tell us more about Camden on and off the field.
Camden already mentioned it. He's got a very infectious personality, always has a lot of confidence, and he's certainly one of our guys that we count on to bring everybody together. But Cam also, failed to mention, he's really important on the floor for us too, as far as his ability to handle the basketball. I think he's probably our best pure point guard that we have on our team. Probably one of the better passers, still not nearly as good of a passer as me, but that's all right. But no, Cam is a very, very good shooter as well. A much more capable defender than I think he realizes when he gives the effort that he needs to. So, Cam has been really big for us, not just in the Padua win, but all year. And he's someone we expect to get better as the year goes on. And we need that to be the team we want to be.
The Tigers will play 3 games in the next 5 days. First up, a home game against Glen Oak this Friday night. What can you tell us about the Golden Eagles?
Well, they're a very good team. We were fortunate to beat them last year in the tournament, so we know that this is a game that they've had circled since the end of last year. We're going to have to play our best game of the year if we want to get a win. We feel like we're capable of doing that, but certainly respect them and understand that they're going to come in hungry, very talented, very well coached, and it should be a very good game.
On Saturday night, the Tigers will travel to Akron East. How about a scouting report on the Dragons?
Also a solid team. They don't have the greatest record right now, but they're capable of beating anybody, especially if you fall asleep on them. They're very athletic. They like to push the tempo. Going to be a tough game for us, but obviously our focus right now is on Friday night. Then
next Tuesday, January 9th, your Tigers play St. Thomas Aquinas. What can you tell us about the Knights?
Very, very disciplined, very good shooting team. Last year we beat them on our home floor in double overtime, so again a game that we know that they're going to be excited to play in and try to avenge last year's loss. Aquinas, East, Glen Oak, and all of the other teams on our schedule, they're all really, really tough. We tell our guys they're great, obviously tremendous challenges, but also even greater opportunities. And we certainly have a lot of great opportunities to get our season back in the direction we want. But really, it all starts with today and tomorrow's practice, giving ourselves the best chance to win on Friday and Saturday night.
Thanks, Coach. As we wrap up another edition of the Michael Cruz Show, we want to thank Reliable Heating and Cooling for sponsoring our show. And thanks to Coach Cruz and Camden Manweiler for joining us. I'm your host, Rochelle Uzi. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Tigers.